Chair. Member for Clark.
Deputy Speaker, there's not a week goes by, sometimes a day goes by, that I'm not approached by someone in the community who is sick to death of gambling advertising. They literally are sick of it. They're sick of seeing gambling advertising every time they turn on their TV. They're sick of seeing gambling advertising every time they pick up their phone or their iPad. They're sick of the advertising in the newspapers. They're sick of the billboards. They're sick of the signs at the sports fields. They're sick of the gambling advertising company names on the strips, on the shorts, on the tops. They are sick of it and they want to see an end of it. And if there's one thing, Deputy Speaker, that this government could do to please the community more than anything else, it's to ban gambling advertising. That's what the overwhelming majority of the community want. And the community are sick of it for a broad range of reasons. Many members of the community are sick of gambling advertising because of the way it spoils their enjoyment of what they're trying to watch on TV. Often it's a sporting game. Also, members of the community tell me they are sick of gambling advertising because of the way it is promoting and normalising gambling. No wonder Australia has one of the highest take-ups of gambling of any country in the world. In fact, by some measures, we are the biggest gamblers in the world. And no wonder when every time you turn on the telly or open the Mercury newspaper or whatever, it's just wall-to-wall gambling ads. And of course, the community is deeply worried about the way it is presenting gambling as normal and commonplace to our children. Deputy Speaker, we have this bizarre situation in Australia where gambling advertising is banned during G-rated TV times, but there's a specific carve-out for gambling advertising either side of a sporting event. So on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, when all the kids are in front of the telly watching their sporting heroes and their role models, before the game and after the game, these children, often little toddlers, are being bombarded with gambling advertising. This just beggars belief, Deputy Speaker, and it raises the question, how on earth have we allowed this situation to develop? Well, regrettably, up until now, there's been lots of quite obvious explanations. The donations of gambling companies to some politicians and some political parties, the hospitality that's extended to some politicians, and in fact even in this parliament there's been controversy about a senior government member inappropriately enjoying hospitality from the gambling companies. And there's also that fear of a media backlash. I mean, the AFL, for example, spends countless millions of dollars on gambling advertising. You know, Ladbrokes, Sportsbet, Betfair, all of these companies, between them they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on gambling advertising. So is the government prepared to wind back the advertising and basically take on the media barons? Up until now, it has not, Deputy Speaker. But I will give credit where it's due, Deputy Speaker. I will give credit where it's due. Hopefully things are changing. And I hold out some considerable hope that the current House of Representatives Standing Committee on Social Policy and Legal Affairs, that its current inquiry into online gambling and its impact on problem gamblers, hopefully there will be some hard recommendations come out of that. And if that committee has listened carefully and accurately reflects the views of the community and witnesses, I would be very surprised if it doesn't recommend a ban on gambling advertising. And I say to the government, even if you won't ban gambling advertising, at least get rid of this carve-out affecting children, allowing gambling advertising to be on the telly during G-rated TV times when it is most dangerous. But of course, Deputy Speaker, the government needs to go further. Yes, it has announced a ban on credit cards for online gambling. That's good. I would also take this opportunity to call on the government to take that next big step, which is to ensure that Australian online gambling companies, not only is there a ban on credit cards, not only is there a ban on advertising, but that their daily limits are linked in real time, so when someone hits a limit with one company, they're locked out for the rest. So a little opportunity to give that a little plug there, Deputy Speaker. I applaud my colleagues who have spoken today. I think we are speaking for millions of people, millions and millions of people who want advertising reined in on gambling, on tobacco, on other dangerous products. That's what the community wants. And in this parliament, there is a test for this parliament. Are we standing with the community, or does this parliament continue to stand with the big corporates and the